Welcome back. In the previous episode I made the deflectors for the bonnet. This standard Peugeot vent can be fitted back onto the bonnet once I have installed the mesh that goes under these vents. Another job I can do on the bonnet is to get all the imperfections out, the rogue filler and resin off. This 2.5K grit should get the overspray off. As with the rest of the panels I've already prepped, I'm going to put a couple of layers of wax on. This will help fill the stone chips at the front of the bonnet. I need to do exactly the same to the doors. I need to get all the overspray off. I'll wipe it down and then put some wax on. Once this is done, the doors are ready to install on the car. However, I may leave them off the car for as long as possible, so it's easier to get in and out and to actually film as well. Other than installing door mirrors, I do need to paint this cover. Other than those two things, I would say they're pretty much done. Next, I'm going to bond the rear window to the boot lid. Doing these bolts up, I have to be really careful not to over tighten them. It is very easy to crack the edge of the polycarbonate. I managed to do all of the bolts up and I haven't cracked the screen, so that's a good result. I will most likely paint the heads of the bolts black just to make them slightly more subtle. One thing I did overlook was removing the boot stays. As I have made the struts redundant, these brackets no longer need to be on the car. The next job is to finish off the welding on this subframe. First I need to get it unbolted from the car. I'm going to weld some nuts in 4 places on the subframe. Now that I have the tubular part of the subframe attached to the OEM subframe, I can cut this piece out. Next, I'm going to take the intake manifold back off the engine. I must admit, this is not the best engine hoist setup I've ever done. However, I just need to get it on the ground. With the EJ20 out the way for now, I have more room in the engine bay to do some prep. As the turbo sits in this area here, I want to get some heat wrap on the inside of the wheel arch, on the inside of the bonnet, and if it's not too difficult with all the holes in the firewall, to get some on this area here. Firstly, I want to get the brake, suspension and subframe off, then I will get the gearbox out. To help prevent the gold heat shield from coming off the car in the future, I'm going around the edges with silver tape. In the areas underneath the car where I've re-welded the seat rails, I will go over the existing underseal with some more protective paint. This is probably the worst affected area on the outside near the sill. I will use this U-Pole underseal, it's called Gravitex Plus. That's it for this week. If you like the episode, give it a thumbs up. If you have any questions about the build so far, leave them in the comments section below. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't done so already, and I will see you next week.